So let's get to a couple of items in the news. There is credit card surcharges that could be introduced starting Thursday. Businesses in Canada will be able to pass credit card fees on to their customers. The change is the result of a multi-million-dollar class action settlement involving Visa and MasterCard over what are known as interchange or swipe fees. The money credit card companies, banks, and processors collect from merchants with their every transaction. Those fees can range from around 1% to as much as 3% for cards with perks like cashback or loyalty points. Now, these significant fees may see, and my question to just the guys here today and anybody out there is, will this alter your payments? Because I know we got our bit, Keystone itself got a email sent off from TELUS saying that they will be charging, an additional fee. It's around that range, 2%, 1% to 2%, that they'll be charging for the credit card that we pay for our mobility or internet services that we use in the office. And, we immediately altered our behavior. We went and said, no, we're not going to pay that way. We'll just pay via direct debit or default pulling from the account. So, because why would we pay an additional 2+% fee when we could just pay it that way? Honestly, the only reason we used it that way was to take advantage of the points. So I do wonder how many people are now going to alter their behavior and not use credit in these situations if they see a 2% plus fee surcharge that's being passed along. I know if I see a merchant doing it, I'm not going to use my credit card. I'm going to use my debit card. I don't know about you guys.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, my big one would be Sobeys. So hopefully Sobeys doesn't, tack that on.
Groceries.
There's a list, actually. We should tweet it out because my wife found it's a list of companies that gets updated, companies that are going to be charging the surcharge. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people, it's the same for my family. We try and use the credit card for everything, pay it off at the end of the month, but then get the points. But then if there's going to be a 2% surcharge, then
the points are meaningless.
Nullifies any benefit from the points. Yeah. So certainly that's going to change the way that we operate. Just a matter of how widespread is it going to be? I would imagine that at first you're going to have some early innovators, companies, brave companies that are going to step up and be like, I say brave. I'm speaking tongue in cheek if people don't know. But they're going to step up and they're going to charge these fees. Others won't because they don't want to disincentivize their customers to spend money. But then as this becomes more normalized, more and more companies are just going to slowly, silently start adopting this. And I think that
I think you can't silently do it. You have to give notification. You have to give notification.
Sure, yeah. But how many people read? What kind of notification do they have to tell you every time you use a credit card at?
I think it's just once they have to let you know, and a sign up maybe that says it, right? But still, the more if companies large companies like TELUS are doing it, the more and more are going to start to pass that on. To me, it could alter behavior significantly. Some will need to use that credit card, but if you don't need to, it's going to alter behavior, at least for me, quite fast. And will it alter your banking services? Because sometimes you use credit card on larger purchases. You can't do a debit of say $5,000 or $4,000. Maybe we will now demand from our banks, no, I want to be able to do a $10,000 debit payment through my debit card. I mean, if the money is there should be no reason you shouldn't be able to do that. And will that be a different requirement for banks? Because, it's access to a larger amount of your money very quickly like that. So, it's interesting to see how that will.
I think you made their fraud departments just shiver.
I'm sure.
You're going to terrify them.
Yeah, I'm sure it would, which would mean that's what I'm, going through. I'm thinking that in my head that it can, there's going to be different demands on the debit system than Visa kind of took those on. But if people are then having to pay a 2% fee, if you're doing a $5,000 purchase and you have to pay 2% on top of that, you're just gonna forget it. I'm not, so if you can just do it, or people are going to start writing checks again. That's not going to happen, you would think. But if there's no fee on it, I mean, I'm going to do it and not, I'm going to try to get around that 2% fee at any point that I can.
For sure.